Hello, I'm Jim, and welcome to Rallying in America, the Recce Podcast. This podcast is an exploration of a rich history, the stories and memories of those who made and make Rallying in America so great. Enjoy the show. Up next on the podcast is Mike Youngs of the firm, also known as the Florida International Rally and Motorsports Park, located in Starke, Florida. Mike talks about what the firm offers, what it's like to work at a driving school, and about his car projects. All right, you want to get started?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
We had a good rehearsal, so...
Yeah.
All right, so... Mike, how did you grow up? Did you grow up around cars and motorsports?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, kind of indirectly, really. When I was a kid, my parents had this old junky Subaru, and I used to play in it and pretend I was driving, kind of like always a little bit obsessed. And later on, my dad and my uncle, they got together, and my cousin and I had a go-kart together. And when we went and raced that when I was about 6, I started doing that. And it was a short-lived, really great time, and it really inspired me when I was a kid. That was really the first trigger of really being into racing. Oh,
very nice. As a kid, I understand that you got out to STPR, Susquehannock Trail Performance Rally.
Yeah. So it was probably like maybe about 12 years old or so, and my uncle was talking about rally, and we were playing Colin McRae on the PlayStation, and it was kind of like already starting to become a thing, and he was starting to bring the WRC on Speed Vision. We'd start watching that, and and then one day he came to my grandma's house for Sunday dinner and goes, "Oh man, we just found a rally, it's really close," and starts talking about it, and I was like just enchanted by the thoughts that I could actually see this in America. And up until that point I didn't think it was real. And next year we ended up all going camping and staying at Stony Fork, and I saw we were at the first stage was the Subaru Splash back then, and it was when SCCA was running it.
Oh, right. That was a creek crossing, right?
Yeah. And man, that is like, what a stage. Like, wish they could bring that back, but I guess
cool.
They have their reasons, but what a great time to get to catch that. So we're sitting there like right on the creek, and the cars are coming flying by, and it was just like the noises and the sound of the anti-lag coming through the forest, and just bang, 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 and just oh man, it just fills your soul with. I was just hooked.
Yeah, I've seen some photos of that, and I'm wondering, when you saw it, did any of the cars get stuck in the creek? I've seen cars being towed out of it. So
Yeah. So they had a tow truck right on the other side of it, and a lot of cars would end up hitting it just a little bit too slow and then suck up the water, or like hit it too fast and suck it up, or you had to do it just right to get through. And so people would have to get towed out, and they would usually like last second, and then the other cars right on them coming in, and sometimes there would be a car right on it. It was a pretty exciting spot to see. And one time there was a car that just like hucking through it and ended up clipping a tree on the other side and got towed away. It was an Evo, and Evo 4 or 5, and I was just like, that car, I remember walking by him when we were leaving the stage and seeing it crash, and I wanted to go talk to him. My uncle was like, no, he's probably really upset. And I was like, no, I want to tell him how cool he is. And he's like, no, don't talk to him.
That's funny. So from there, SCPR as a kid, how did you progress in motorsports and get into rally, and how did you end up at the firm?
Yeah, so really, just all I've ever thought about was rally. Once I found out about it, and I remember 8th grade, my dad went to New England Forest Rally with my uncle, and they're volunteering up there, and
Oh,
camping,
nice.
and my dad got John Bufham's book In Like a Lamb, Out Like a Lion, and he
Oh,
brought it
cool.
home for me. And I read that. Like, I didn't read any books in school. Like, I hated reading, but I read that book front to back, and I wrote a
Hmm.
report on it. And like, it was one of the like, I just remember reading those stories and just being hooked and just like, oh, I can't wait. I just this is all I can think about.
Yeah.
Um, so from there, I start building my own tracks in the forest. I have my own little stages, little race tracks
Oh,
cut through the
very
woods
nice.
next to the house, because I was fortunate enough to grow up really in the middle of the country, and in the middle of nowhere. And so I had lots of space to go do that. And so I'd just go out there and pretend and go to the
Yeah.
rallies and get real excited about it. And, life carried on. I got married, got a little sidetracked, had kids, and started thinking about, okay, I'm going to get to rally. I'm going to get to rally. And when that started going away, and her and I were splitting up, I ended up getting back into doing rally crosses. And I was like,
Okay.
whoa, man, it just like ignited a fire. And I was super stoked about it and back into it. And so then I ended up coming to Florida just specifically just to work at the firm. Like, I was like, that's it. That's all I'm chasing. That's all I'm doing. And I knocked on the door until they let me in, and I just had to wait for my spot. So
Oh, cool.
worked out pretty great. I've been loving it ever since. It took me a couple years, but I'm there. I got there, and I've been there for almost 6 now.
Yeah. I wish I could get my hands on that John Buffum book. I think it's out of print and it's kind of pricey if
Yeah,
you find
yeah,
them
yeah,
on
yeah.
eBay. So,
I could send you all the pictures of it, of the pages, if you want.
okay, cool.
um, yeah, yeah. That book, I actually, so for years, I was trying to see him. I wanted to just shake his hand and just be like, oh man. And so it took me forever. And 2019, I go to
Hmm.
STPR, and I'm walking around my buddy Jordan and he pulls in to the Park Expose, and it's just starting the night before. And um, I see Oliver Solberg walking down, and he yells over, "Hey, nice Subaru!" And we're like, "Oh yeah, hey, thanks." And I was like, "Whoa, that's Oliver!" So I was, "Hey man, let me shake your hand." And, hey, great to see you over here. All that stuff. And then I look over and I see Petter Solberg, like, smiling, like the biggest smile you've ever seen in your whole life, like the most proud dad, like, "Oh yeah, it's my boy." And then I
Yeah.
freaked out, and I was like, "Oh, Petter Solberg!" And he comes over and he's like, "Nice Subaru," and shakes her hand. And uh, 30 minutes later, I see him again in front of the Subaru area, and
Yeah.
I walk up to him, like, "Oh, hey, let me get a picture with you." He's like, "Oh yeah, I got the Subaru," and I just so never thought I'd get to meet that guy.
Oh, yeah.
That was huge. Just such a great experience. Awesome to shake his hand. And then the next day, I'm at Park Expose again. I got to see John Buffum and shake his hand, and that, like,
Oh,
man, that
very
meant the
cool.
world to me, because
Yeah.
looking up to that guy in the book as a kid, and then thinking about the rally dreams is just like, and finally got like, oh yeah, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Very cool. So when you got your job at the firm, can you tell us about the firm and how the firm
Yeah,
started?
yeah. So the firm originally was the European Rally School, and it
Okay.
was started in around 1999, and started off, just doing the rally thing. And I guess this guy Bryn, that he works there still. He
Mm-hmm.
started there in the early 2000s, and uh, he's just been there, kind of holding it together. Uh,
Gotcha.
through the managements and all the stuff going through all the years, he's been the consistent thing, and he's built up the school, um, and given it its the curriculum, and built the roads and the stages and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff over the years. And then I think it was 2012. Then the current owner purchased it, and it became the firm. And
Okay.
so he's had it ever since, and the company's had it ever since. And we've just been trying to make our way through and have a great time. So
Yeah. So it's located north central, I guess, Florida. Is that, or is it more east or more
yeah,
east?
so we're kind of in the more northern section. If you
Mm-hmm.
if you were to find Jacksonville and just drive south for about 45 minutes outside of Jacksonville, you'd find us.
Oh, okay.
You could literally drive right down 21. You get off the main highway and you just follow that down, and you'll be pretty much in our town. So
Okay, cool.
it's really easy to get to. You can fly into a major airport, get to us easy. Lots of places to stay, like bed and breakfasts, hotels, and stuff in the towns around us. And
Okay, nice.
um,
So, what kind of rally classes specifically does the firm offer?
so we can cater that rally class to whatever you need it to be.
Hmm.
Whether you're a beginner or an expert, we have somebody that can show you something. Like I said, Bryn, he came over from England, I think in the '80s sometime, but he grew up all around rally. That was all he did. His dad and uncles, and he's been doing that. So he brings that back from the '60s all the way up through.
Oh,
And then
wow.
we have Ulysses Reyes. He's one of our other lead instructors, and he's a Ecuadorian rally champion. From, I think it was '86 or '88, '89, and '91.
Oh, wow.
Ecuadorian rally champion. He actually, his first car was actually one of the Group B cars. Right after they were right at the end of the Group B era.
Yeah.
So he actually brings in a lot of people, and then from South America. So we get a lot of people coming up and doing classes from there too.
Oh, okay. I bet he could
Um,
tell some crazy stories about Group
uh,
B.
oh, Yuli has a lot of really good rally stories. That's a lot of fun talking to him.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of good moments.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you could come in knowing absolutely nothing. We have people that show up, can't even drive stick, and by the end of the day, we got them doing handbrake turns, pendulum turns, going through the
Oh,
woods
very
and
cool.
having a great time.
Yeah,
And
very cool.
so nobody needs to be afraid of it. Anybody can do it, and we'll pick up with you where you are, and we're not going to rush you to do anything, but we're going to push you to have a good time.
Okay. Yeah, I would like my son to come down
Yeah.
because
Oh
we
yeah.
like we love to visit Florida from Pennsylvania,
Oh yeah.
and
Sure.
I've told you the story before, but my son bought himself a 2011 Crown Vic
Yeah.
police interceptor,
Yeah.
and I've
Yeah.
seen you driving a Crown Vic around, and we had a little incident where the on ramp was wet, and we did a 720 across the highway. For some reason he wouldn't let his foot off the gas. I think he mashed it even more. So I think it would be great for him to rally. And I've told several people before, I think a lot of new drivers and even myself everyone should go to some kind of driving school.
Oh yeah. For
Not
sure.
just to go, get your driver's license and that, but to really experience how to drive in various road conditions.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
Yeah. Yeah.
daughter has gone too fast on a tarmac with gravel and totaled her Honda, drove it up on top of a big giant boulder.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I grew up with driving in New England, and just as a kid, before I got my license, tooling around in a big Chevy Impala station wagon, but on gravel, on ice, things like that. And I think a lot of kids these days don't have that kind of experience.
Hmm.
And rally school would be a fantastic experience for them.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I grew up where like you, where you could slide a car around, and
Yeah.
so I'd go out and practice, and I'd get kind of like, okay, I kind of know what my car's going to do, but
Hmm.
there aren't a lot of places to do that in a lot of places in the world. So,
Yeah.
or at least in America, where you could decide you could go and slide a car around and have a good time and not get in too much trouble. Um,
Yeah.
so we offer a teen driver class, and so it's essentially like almost an entry into our rally class. You're going to do a lot of the same things, but we don't gear it towards trying to actually figure out how to really flick the car around.
Right.
We'll
Right.
teach you the hands, and we'll teach them how to do, hill starts in a manual, and the whole class is in manual. So that way they're forced to learn how to drive stick. And, a lot of parents, if they do even have a stick, they
Yeah.
probably don't want them driving it. They're going, oh man,
Oh,
you're going
yeah.
to burn up my clutch, So come to the school, let them burn up our clutch, have a good time. You'd be amazed how fast a kid can learn when somebody that's not their parent is teaching them how to drive a car. We've had
Oh,
so many
absolutely.
those.
I took
um,
my daughter out for a lesson before I got her driver's
mhm.
license, and she came back crying because she thought I was too mean. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's for sure, dude. Like, even my son, had him there, and I was showing him, driving him around. He was having a good time, and then one of the other instructors was there, and he walked. He was like, "Hey, what you doing?" I was like, "Hey, why don't you sit with Aiden for a little bit and see how he's doing?" And
Hmm.
uh, afterwards, I was like, "Hey, man, how was that? You learn anything good?" He goes, "I don't want to be mean, Dad, but uh, felt like I could learn a little bit better from Joe than I could from you because I felt like he was actually being honest with me and telling me when I was really being bad, and I believed him. I was like, oh man,
Uh,
like
yeah.
like I don't you know I just liked it better. I was like, okay, that's good. And I was like, it's funny though because when you have the teen driver classes, the students say the same thing. They're like,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, oh, my dad freaks out whenever this is happening. It's like that's okay. Like he's worried about his car. I'm not. I don't care about this one.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
figure it out. So that gives a really good stress-free environment. It's probably one of my
Hmm.
favorite classes that we do there. Honestly, you see the biggest growth. You have kids that never
Oh
driven a
yeah.
single thing, and then all of a sudden, I got them doing pendulum turns within 3 hours. They're flicking the car around, and they couldn't
Oh
drive stick
sweet.
before that.
Yeah.
So, really fun, really fun.
We'll be right back. Power up your ride. Daily driver, bike, or track beast with Melee Design Firm. Since 2018, Melee has been the go-to source for high-performance battery mounts and power solutions trusted by enthusiasts and professionals alike. Whether you're carving corners on the weekend, commuting to work, or chasing podiums, they have the gear to keep you powered and ready. Their lightweight universal battery mounts are engineered for performance, crafted with precision, and designed to handle whatever you throw their way. They don't just make and sell parts, they build confidence under the hood. Rugged, industrial, functional. That's the Melee difference. Join thousands of satisfied drivers who refuse to settle for stock. Upgrade your battery game today. Now back to the show. Do you get any parents that get kind of jealous? Like, oh man, maybe I should sign up for a class too? And do
Yeah.
they some eventually sign up or?
Oh yeah, 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 for sure. It usually most of the time it's people deciding, oh hey, I have a cool car and I can bring it out for open track day.
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's usually the next step because it's fairly inexpensive and they can get the a lot of people will show up and say, oh man, I could take that out there and I could do that for real. There's no place for me to drive a car and actually enjoy it. So
Yeah.
but the classes they do convert, I would say, but more so people come to track day.
Yeah. Very cool. So
Yeah.
other than rally classes and like the teen driver class, what other options are there at the firm?
Oh yeah, so you can do the HPDE and you can drive around the track, and then we do some police and government work, and so we do some tactical stuff on that end, kind of
Okay.
just applying our racing skills to what they could do in their job. Um, so if there's somebody out there that wants to go through that kind of program, if they have the right credentials, we can throw them through that, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, then we also do events and we do some corporate events. So if you wanted to bring out your business, say, it could be 5 people, it could be 2 people, it could be 30 people, 50 people, it doesn't matter. Whatever you
Okay.
want to do. You want to have an event, bring some people out. We could do some cars, some off road, road course, rally cars, that kind of stuff. Um, really kind of make it fun and give you guys a lot of options. Everybody's moving around and have some food.
Oh,
Um,
very nice.
and then we also do some big events where we'll shut down the whole facility and people rent out the whole place. And we'll do off-road events, and we actually had some side-by-side races there in the past couple of years. We've
Oh,
been
that would
hosting
be
some
fun.
of those,
Yeah.
and they'll go out there as an endurance race. So they just rip around our entire property, just
Very
counting
cool.
laps. That's really fun. Um, the off-road events, the Crawling for the Fallen is this weekend, or not this weekend, like 3 weekends from now, I think,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly. And that one's really big. That's for fallen troops and trying to give back to the community in that sense. So,
That's
police
great.
officers and that type of thing. So, lots of Jeeps will be out there, people camping, doing that kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. Um, it's really good to give back in that sense. It feels good,
Yeah.
having that happen there. Pretty big event. Everybody really has a good time. Um, so pretty much, you name it. If you want to do something on the property, just let us know. Sometimes we have drift events. Sometimes we have, people private track day. If you just want to come and hang out with all your friends and buy the track, and you guys all chip in, $100 a piece and
Oh
have a
yeah,
big
that would be a
party and
blast. Yeah.
drive your cars around, like come hang out. Like you can, whatever you want to do. Just talk to us. We'll see how we can
Mm-hmm.
make it happen.
Very cool. So we met a couple years ago at SDPR.
Yep. Yep.
When did you make the journey back? And you've been going back regularly. And how did you get involved with them?
Yeah. So pretty much it was maybe like about 4 years ago. I was at McCreary Gravel Rally, and I ran into Sue Ann at the end of the race at the
Okay.
hotel, and her and I got talking and saying all kinds of stuff, about what we could do to make rally better in America and grow it. And we're just spitballing ideas. And she was talking about STPR going off the national calendar, and having to struggle for uh, volunteers because it's just not as big of an event, so you're not
Right.
drawing as much of a crowd, and all the things. And so we got talking about ideas on how we could maybe work together and make something work. So we ended up coming up with some way to give back to the volunteers
Mm-hmm.
and bring them in, and it all kind of started there.
Okay. Very cool. And do you have any great stories from STPR?
Oh yeah, so um, there's a lot. That um, man, ah, the night stages, those were really great. Going out there and spectating those as a kid, and seeing the glowing disc brakes and the
Oh
bulb of
yeah.
flame shooting out, and just bang, 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 and you're just hearing it echo, and you're just waiting and waiting, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and the cars still haven't shown up yet, and then all of a sudden you just hear them roaring through the forest, and um, yeah, just oh man, there. If anybody ever goes to Stony Fork, there is a really good spot to jump. There used to be,
Okay.
it's kind of broken, but there was a rock that used to hang off this really big water hole, and we
Uh-huh.
used to go down there, and we ended up finding it on accident. We were driving around, we heard a bunch of people laughing and joking around one
Mm-hmm.
year. We're like, "What's down there?" We're like, "Whoa, there's a water hole down here," and so that was a really good spot to swim.
Yeah.
That's just man, Wellsboro is just such a nice place to go to.
It is.
I
Yeah.
really enjoy that place. That just it has such good charm. Um,
Oh yeah. It is a beautiful place. We enjoy it. I live only maybe 3 hours from there, so
oh wow,
um,
nice.
we'd like to get
That's
up a
beautiful.
little bit more for that. So that'd be yeah.
Yeah,
We've always had fun.
I grew up maybe 2 hours east of there,
Mm-hmm.
and so but it's a whole different world. It's a really good place. Really nice. I was just up that way a couple weeks ago and got to see the leaves changing, and I was
Oh,
really
very
excited.
nice.
And that was really good. Really nice up there this time of the year.
Yeah. So you love two wheels now just as much as you do four. So
Yeah,
you got yourself a motorcycle, and
yeah. So
tell us about your adventures with that.
so yeah, got an enduro or a dual sport in January this year, and
Mm-hmm.
got about 9,000 miles on it. So I've been
Wow.
staying on it pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Trying to take it out anywhere you really can. In Florida, that it's not as good as it could be up where you are for sure.
Yeah.
But Dad and I, we both brought ours up there for STPR this year, and we were driving around and going to the stages and spectating, and just going on those dirt roads and all the rally stages and just on those bikes was just climbing and having a good time. Man,
Yeah.
that was a good time. That was really fun. So I probably did, it was about 1,600 miles that weekend,
Wow.
driving all over the place and, going back to my grandparents' house up there that's a couple hours away, after the race. And
Uh-huh.
I rode my bike back about 6 hours one day, just having a great time. Just that
Cool.
that's been really fun. I've been really enjoying that. That's been just one of those things that you don't realize is as much fun. It makes you feel like a kid. Uh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. So behind you, it looks like you have a rally car back there.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So tell us about that and what your plans are.
so that one is one that I've been building for a couple of years. So that's a two-door Impreza.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's pretty much it's almost ready to go, other than the expensive pieces. Um, so that one I'm building, and then I have another car that I actually just purchased because it was pretty far along the way,
Mm-hmm.
and I started doing that one. And if you look around too, I got more Subarus. There's another one. That one has a cage in it.
Oh, yeah.
This
Okay.
one this one's ripped apart, and that one's ready for a cage. I have it all seam welded, and I have the cage kit upstairs.
Oh, sweet.
And I have ADHD apparently.
I can see all the cars.
There's a couple WRXs, and I got a couple
Okay.
STIs there that have cages that need to be updated. And so, man, I got rally projects coming out my ears.
Yeah.
So as soon as I leave work, I come home and do them too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Very cool.
so, but yeah, that car back there is one that I'm planning on getting together, and then I'm thinking about just having some cars ready to rent. And so that way, when I'm going to the race, there's a car there too. Someone can go with us and have a
Oh,
good
that's
time.
super idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there's a few people out there doing it, and, and I think there's a lot of people out there that just don't know how to get into rally, and it's one of the big things that even me trying to figure it out as I've grown up. You got to start talking to all the right people,
Right.
and if you can kind of short track that to a certain degree, and somebody can say, "Hey, I really am excited about this, but I want to try it out, but I don't want the full commitment because there's quite a bit of commitment." They can try it out and have a good time. So
Yeah.
that's the idea. So that's the other green car there that I had. That one, the cage kit ready to go in too. So I've got that one, and then
Mm-hmm.
a couple others that I'll probably piece together to try and make into either backup cars for me when I go out there and race.
Yeah.
I smash one up, I got an extra car. So just try and be able to get the whole flow going.
Gotcha.
I got a pretty big vision in my head.
Yeah.
So we'll just see where I can take it.
And you plan
Start small.
on rallying next year, perhaps?
Yeah. So I've been doing rally crosses for a bunch of years because that's what I could afford, and I've been trying to build cars and get them together and get there. And I finally got a car together, and ready to go. I'm going to try and do some rallies next year and get out on the actual stages
Okay.
instead
Cool.
of spectating and crewing. So
Okay, that'd be awesome.
yeah, I'm really excited about it. Been doing lots of practice with the guys at school, and had some really great mentors. And when I first started there, I had my first class with Bryn, and he just showed me some silly stuff that I was doing wrong. And it was like, man, I was really, I was self-taught pretty well. Like I was
Yeah.
I had a lot of it figured out, but those little details just make such a big difference. And then, later on, I ended up meeting one of our other instructors, Ulysses Reyes, that other guy that I was talking about earlier, and sitting with him, and he just really taught me how to apply a lot of the things that I was doing, and just the growth that can be had from just sharing ideas on how to drive.
Yeah.
It's probably one of my favorite things about working there,
Yeah,
because you
that's
get
amazing.
to just be around people that are just freely sharing information and how they and the technique, and everybody does it so different.
Yeah.
But everybody still does it the same.
So I'm going to change topic real quick.
Yeah.
When you're showing me your cars, you
Yeah.
zoom past a Volkswagen bus.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about the bus.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
So that's my Westphalia. So it's a 1972.
Uh-huh.
Volkswagen bus with Westfalia, so it's a camper.
Sweet.
I got that. It was abandoned for like a bunch of years, like 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't been on the road for like since the 80s. Uh, can't see it now, but got the floor all redone with
Cool.
like stone laminate, looks like stone, and
Sweet.
and then I got cedar walls. Um,
That's
but
sweet.
yeah, that yeah, it's fully redone. It has a couple little pieces left to do, but like
Yeah.
little, you know, but nothing major. It's really fun. I built that thinking I might go on a huge adventure and
Mm-hmm.
travel the country, and someday I might, maybe that's what I'm going to start showing up to in the rallies. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you could put your motorcycle on one of those hitch racks, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. If
There
I
you
could
go.
figure that out, I'd be set. I got the
Yeah.
place to camp it, pull out the bed and everything.
Yeah. Perfect. So, if someone's interested in going to the firm, how? What's the best way to get in contact
Yeah.
with the
So,
school?
first and foremost, go to the website, gorally.com,
Mm-hmm.
and just see if there's, if you got your questions answered there. If you want more information, management at gorally.com. That will get you to the people that will tell you about, how, what you need for a class or what you want to do or anything, or feel free to call.
Okay. Awesome.
Definitely always feel free for that. Phone numbers on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and check out Facebook and Instagram and the TikTok too. So Instagram and Facebook, we run that kind of in unison. Those two
Mm-hmm.
things kind of go together. The TikTok, I tend to do most of those,
Okay.
and so those are a little bit more like out in the field and like, hey, I caught this and I caught this. It's just the stuff that I'm seeing. So if I'm at a
Yeah.
rally, I'm trying to take videos of that. So you might get to see that. Or if we're in the shop and we had a motor blow up, you could check that out and see that happen. Or
Yeah.
some cool car showed up for track day. I'm trying to catch that.
Right.
So a couple of years ago, we had Matt Zodsberg. He came and was there training a guy that was wanting to set
nice.
up his car and do all
Yeah.
that stuff. Man, you got to hang out with that guy, and he's sitting there, just talking about the car and doing all this stuff, and man, that was really fun.
Yeah.
So my memory just got jogged on that one for some reason. I'm not sure
Oh
why.
yeah. But it sounds like you have an amazing job. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure a
Yeah.
lot of people are envious. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, it still works though. I mean, it's really
It
great.
is, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it to death, and it doesn't even really feel like work. It feels like I'm just
Yeah.
living my life, and I'm really truly grateful. But it's always still work. So
yeah.
you gotta have passion. That's the only thing. You got to be doing it for yourself and for passion and drive. And
Exactly. Well, Mike, thank you
it
so
makes it
much
easy.
for coming on and chatting, and I'm glad we finally connected and got you on the podcast, and hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see you before next year's STPR in July.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so.
Yeah.
So. We'll see how it all goes. Hopefully, I can get the car together and sort it out proper, and
Yeah.
we'll start hucking it down the stages early this next year.
All right. All right, cool.
Cool. Thanks, Jim, man. I really appreciate you having me on.
Oh, you're
We'll
welcome.
talk to you later.
Take care. Cheers.
See you later. Bye.
If you'd like to be on the podcast, you can email me, jim@jimboothdesigns.com, or message me through Facebook at Rallying in America, the Recce Podcast, or Instagram, rallying_in_America. Special thanks to Brady Instruments, pro-grade, handmade, professional fuel hydrometers. Visit bradyinstruments.com for all of your fuel testing needs. Thanks to Toontank and the artist Nuclear Wave for the podcast theme music.